Hi all, I'm Trisha Peach, host of the Peach Buzz, and this is a very special episode. I want to say hi to my husband of 20 years. We've been married 20 years this week. On Wednesday, we were married 20 years. And I can say marriage is amazing. It's wonderful. There's a lot of hard things you have to go through, and you get closer all the time. I wanted to say some of my favorite things about my husband. He plans fantastic dates. After 20 years, we still have wonderful dates. We have a date night. We aim for once a week. We're going away this weekend to the Dells for our anniversary. 2, he has a fantastic sense of humor. Humor will get you through so much. I can say if you're in a marriage, you're going through a very tough time, don't lose your sense of humor. Many times our sense of humor has pulled us through. 3, I appreciate how hard he works. He works really hard at his job, and then he comes home and he works on the house and he works on stuff for the church. He works so hard there. 4, one of the things I love the most about my husband is what a great dad he is. He is a wonderful dad to these kids. He loves his kids. They love him. They say he's the best daddy ever in the whole world of all time. He is a really good dad. And I know he worried a lot. Am I going to be a good dad? Am I going to know how to do this? He is a wonderful dad. He's a great dad. I admire the fact that after putting in so many hours at work, and he's very diligent at his job, that he comes home and spends time with his kids, and he is definitely highly involved in their lives. 6 or 5, I don't know, I've lost count. I appreciate that he is always encouraging. He's never been disparaging of me. He's very encouraging. My books would not be out right now if it weren't for him. He's the one that came up with the idea of the Kickstarter. He came up with a lot of the ideas for how to publish the first and second books. He is very romantic, and I married my best friend, and we still have fun doing things together after all these years. We've been together for 21 years. We've been married for 20, and we still love going to see movies together, going out to eat together. We love to talk and laugh, and we have a lot in common, especially with the nerd stuff, the sci-fi and things like that. We both agree on that very much. So I love you. Happy anniversary. We've made 20 years, which is like 3,476 in Hollywood years. That's awesome, right? So it's a good start. Our parents have been married a long time. My parents and his parents, they have been married a very long time. And our grandparents, my grandparents were married 50, 60 years before one of them passed away, and his as well. So we have a lot of long marriages in our family. So I asked them, just because this was an anniversary special, what tips they had for having longevity in marriage. And I also have asked, some of our older saints what they would say for longevity in marriage. And here were some of the answers I got, and some from my own personal experience. One I already said was humor. You need to keep your sense of humor. You need to keep laughing with each other. When it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're dead tired and you're up for the 4th time with your newborn and they puked all over you, sometimes you have to see the humor of the situation, or you'll sit and cry, or sometimes you need to laugh while you sit and cry. We've been there. So keep your sense of humor, definitely. 2, remember that everything comes in seasons. It doesn't come to stay. It comes to pass. So you may have a time where everybody's sick. You got people in school, tons of homework, little infants in the house. Remember, that doesn't last. It feels like forever now. It is not forever. It does not last forever. It's a season, and you're going to blink twice and it's going to be gone. That's part of marriage, is the hard times and the good times. The raw, awful times can make you get stronger in the end. It really can. 3, yes, you have to keep dating. Keep dating. Have a date night every week. It's extremely important. I see too many people, they get married and then they just completely, they don't care anymore because I got them. I got them. So I don't have to do anything anymore. No, half of marriages, even Christian marriages, end in divorce. It's not what God wanted, but it is what happens. We need to keep dating, pursuing that relationship. I would tell you, as a Christian, you don't pray a prayer and then never talk to God again. That's just over, one and done. You have to deepen your relationship with God. You need to deepen your relationship with your spouse. Do some fun things, new adventures. Okay? I would say number one, most important above all else is faith. I sincerely believe that many times faith is what keeps your marriage together when it should crash and burn. Faith is what keeps your marriage together. Prayer, one or both partners interceding in prayer. Marriage can be tough because life is hard. Life is brutal sometimes. And prayer and your faith can be what holds your marriage together and makes it better and gets you through some of those really, really tough seasons. I would say those are my best tips towards marriage. Of course, my grandparents said never go to bed angry. I will admit I haven't really followed that because sometimes we're so mad, I'm just full disclosure here, that it's not good to talk about it at that moment, but we wait till we're both calmed down and then talk it all out. That has usually worked better for us. You know, it says don't let the sun go down on your wrath. There's times you got to say, truce, we have to get some stuff done, and then when we calm down, we're going to talk this all out and deal with it. You cannot let unforgiveness ruin your marriage. You got to forgive. You have to move on. You cannot allow unforgiveness and bitterness. That'll trash a marriage almost faster than anything else. Bitterness and unforgiveness. Another big one I heard was don't play with fire. I think in Judaism, the old-time rabbis would call it building a fence. They felt if they built a fence around God's law, then they wouldn't have any chance of breaking God's law. So if God said don't commit adultery, I'm not even going to look lustfully at a woman, which Jesus said. You look lustfully at somebody, that's committing adultery in your heart. So you build those fences up and don't play with fire. Solomon said, you play with fire. How can a man pull coals to his chest and not be burned? Don't play with fire. Don't even go close to that. Don't go over the fences. So my grandmother would say, avoid even the very appearance of evil. So you're careful not to even put yourself in that position at the start. Don't even go there. Don't even get close to that. That would be another good tip that my grandparents gave me. You take care of each other. There'll be times where you each have to take care more than the other. A marriage counselor that works at our church once said, every marriage, both partners think they give 80%. So you probably are thinking, why do I give 80% and they only give 20? Well, they're probably thinking, I give 80% and they only give 20. Keep pushing. A great marriage, it doesn't add up. Right. You've got both partners thinking they're doing 80% and God is probably doing a huge, huge portion of that. Believe in each other's dreams, support each other, build in, speak life. Don't keep dragging them down. And remember when you were dating. My husband's advice was even when you're fighting, when you look at your spouse, remember your wedding day. Try to focus on how much you love this person and remember your wedding day and don't say things you'll regret. I thought that was good advice. That was good advice from my husband. So what's your best advice for staying married? I would love to hear it because no marriage is perfect. All people are different. Every marriage is different. So how have you managed to stay married, stay in your relationship? What kind of things have helped? One that I love, again, from our favorite marriage counselor at our church there, was they would hand a wooden spoon back and forth to each other when they're arguing. Now it's your turn to talk. And then now it's your turn to talk. I thought that was just genius, and I know a young couple that does that now. They still follow that rule. I think that's just genius. So I would add to that, don't bring up old stuff constantly. Let it go. Don't bring up garbage that has nothing to do with what you're arguing about at that moment. Have common goals, common dreams, and still have fun together. Yeah. So love you guys. Thank you for supporting the show, all about ministry and ministers. And I love you guys. I'll be in the Dells this weekend with my husband for our 20th. I love you, Scott. You're the love of my life. One of the best things God has ever put in my life besides salvation is family, and that's you. I love you, and I miss you right now because you're at work, and I will see you later tonight. Here's to another 20 years, for starters. God bless everybody. Have a great week.